Hello everybody and welcome to the second tutorial of the Enchanted Forest, our castle reflection piece. Just to give you a reminder of what we're working to, this is the lovely finished piece that we will be trying to replicate. And as you can see after yesterday's tutorial on perspective, I've done quite a bit of prep work because a lot of it is quite simple and quite repetitive. But I'm going to take you through what I've done. And again, don't worry about writing down all of the coloured pencil references that I read out to you because they will be in the description. I use Prismacolour pencils, so that's what the references will be, but you will be able to find similar colours, whichever brand that you use. So what I've done is, I've done quite a lot of glitter gel pen prep work. So what I did after the video yesterday was to do my glitter gel pen highlights and then just leave them overnight to dry, but you don't need to leave them that long, an hour will do. So if I point out to you the glitter highlights that I've done, so on these trees here, this is gold glitter gel pen on the swirls, and then brown glitter gel pen on the trunks, and then the outside of the fir trees is black glitter gel pen. Then we've got all of the little water bubbles are light and dark blue glitter gel pen, and they're just block coloured. So there's no blending or anything involved, it's just literally colouring them in. The gate is gold glitter gel pen, and then right at the bottom where the gold would be in shadow, I've done a little bit of brown. Then for the castle, what I've done is I've done the flags in a light blue and a dark blue glitter gel pen. Now that is because I know that we're going to put a sunset background in, and at the point where the flags are in the picture it will be orange to deep orange. And if I just quickly show you my colour wheel, you can see that a good complementary colour for orange is blue, so that's why I've chosen blue for my flags, because it'll look good against the sunset background. All of the little turret roofs are silver gel pen, glitter gel pen in the background, and then the swirls are gold. The blocks of colour, where I'm indicating with my pencil that you can see on the castle, are all purple glitter gel pen. And then what I've got in terms of this middle portion here is this little flourish here is gold, and the castle door is gold and brown. The rest is coloured pencil. I've left a little bit here so we can finish it off and I can show you how I did the castle, because these two pieces here will inform you how to do the whole thing. Again, what I've done is left a section here to show you how I did this tree, because it'll inform you how to do all of the other sections of this tree and the other one. And again, I've started off on this little tree here because it'll inform you how to do this one over here. So as I said, I've done quite a bit of prep work, but it is a little bit repetitive, and what we need to do is lay down the colours and get this castle finished before we go on to the reflections in the water, because the reflections in the water will need the colours that we've laid down here, because we use those in the water and then colour over with blue. And you can also see that I've, from yesterday's tutorial, just laid out my grid of yellow windows. So what I'm going to do is, let's just start with these windows here, and I'll show you how I've coloured these in. It's really, really simple. I've got 3 pencils. I've got my cream, I've got lemon yellow, and I've got sunburst. And because I want these windows to look lit, I'm just going to take my lightest of the 3, which is the cream, and just inside of these windows, not right to the edges, but in my cream colour, my lightest colour, and you won't be able to see it very well till I put the highlights on, but bear with me, you can see where my pencil's hitting the page. And that will be the inside of the window, which will be the lightest if all of the rooms were lit up. Okay, then we're going to take the lemon yellow, and we're just going to press on quite hard and go around the edge of that cream colour, just so that you've got the very, very lightest colour still in the middle. And it just gives that really nice lit up effect. And as I say, that's exactly the same principle that I've used for all of the other windows. And then just the last thing we need to do is take the deepest, the sunburst yellow, and just on one side, just press on quite hard and put a little highlight there, so that it just gives that depth so that it looks like you're looking into a room with depth where the light is switched on, like that. And that's all you need to do for all of these windows. The two windows here I've left blank because I want them to be glass roofs, and because they're glass the sunset will show through them, so I'm not going to colour those very top bits in. Then what we do is I'm going to lay down the colour of the castle, and I've got 4 colours. So I've got some greys and I've got some purples. So I've got 2 light greys, I've got my 10 and my 30% cool grey, and I've got 2 shades of purple. I've got lilac and violet. And because we've got these windows lit up, all I want to do is take my lightest grey, because that's where the lightest highlight would be, directly outside the window, thinking back to our light sources tutorial. And around each of these windows I'm pressing medium firm, and I'm just outlining these in the 10% cool grey, which is my lightest colour. Then I'm going to take my 30% cool grey, and around the outside of that, and we don't really have to blend at this point because we'll go back, and I'm just lightly giving myself another line outside of that lighter grey, just so that the further away from the window we get, the lit window, the darker the shadow would be on the brickwork of the castle. Like that. Then I'm going to go quickly back to my 10% cool grey, and now I'm just going to scumble blend that variation in colour away. Just little circles, quite firmly. And because you're working around shapes that are roughly circular, scumble blending will serve you better than it would just normal kind of backwards and forwards. Then I'm going to take my lilac colour, and again on the outside of this, just lightly this time, scumble in a ring around that 30% grey. And I'm following the pattern of the windows because light travels in bands, so I'm following the way that the light would come out of the shape of the window, like that. And then all I'm going to do is quickly go back to my 30% grey, press a little bit harder, and again just scumble blend that colour change away so it's nice and smooth. Then all I'm going to do is take my deepest purple, which is my violet, and just right in the edges here where you would expect the darkest shadows to fall, I'm just going to roughly do myself a little outline like that, and then quickly go back to my lilac colour and again scumble blend that away, and you'll see it makes a really, really lovely effect that that window is lit up. So I'm just going to repeat that on this bottom piece with my violet colour. And as I say, this is the technique I've used for the whole castle. So other than the bits that I've showed you which are block coloured in glitter gel pen, every single window here is done in exactly the same principle. So you'll be able to go away and use the same rules to do the whole piece. Well, to do the whole castle anyway, the whole building. Again, just lastly quickly back to my lilac, and just blending the harshness of that deeper violet colour away. Again, following the pattern of the windows. And you can go back to your greys and just blend as much as you want to till you're happy that you've got a lovely smooth finish. Okay, so that's the castle. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly show you how I've finished off this tree. I've got 2 greens and 2 greys, and the reason that I've used very dark colours is because black, grey and dark colours look really, really well on a vivid yellow, orange, red sunset. So what we're going to do is I've got you can see my pencil's very small, it's grass green, and I'm just going to start by marking myself out lightly. Just marking myself out a little line like that. where I want this colour to go, and it's the lightest of my greens. So I've got grass green, I've got peacock green, and then I'm blending from green to black through 70 and 90% warm grey. So in between this lighter touch here and the rest of the pattern, I'm just going to press a lot firmly in my grass green, like that. And we're going to blend in exactly the same way. If you've watched any of the other tutorials, or the very, very, very first tutorial on simple blending, we're just going to blend the colours together. It's as easy as that. So then I'm going to take my peacock green, and again just lightly mark myself out a line, lightly go over the edge of the grass green, and then everything else in the middle gets a little bit of a firmer hand. And I'll go back to the grass green, pressing on firmly now, and blending that away. Easy. Then I'm going to go to my 70% warm grey, which you can see is quite a deep grey. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to mark myself out where I want this grey to be, lightly. And then again lightly over the edge of that peacock green, and everything in the middle gets a firmer touch. And then back to my peacock green, pressing firmly, blending that away. And then very quickly what I'm going to do is go to my 90% warm grey, which is almost black, because obviously my outline is in black glitter gel pen, so it'll just take that really nicely into that deepest shade, like so. Then what we'll do is we'll finish this tree off, so I can put my grey pencils down, because all I need is my grass green and my peacock green. What you can see I've done is I've got my grass green, which is my lightest colour, and if you have a look on this one, I've kind of made the front of the tree the lighter colour so that it looks like it's rounded, because this is kind of like a conical tree. So if you think of a wizard's hat, it's kind of that shape without the brim on it. So where the light would hit, it would be slightly lighter in the middle, which is why I've used my lighter shade of green in this portion here. We're going to use exactly the same technique of blending. All I've done is marked myself out a little outline in light touch of this grass green, and then in the middle I've coloured quite firmly. So what I'm going to do now is just take my peacock green and we'll finish the tree off. So I'm just going to gently scumble blend over that edge and then press harder where we're not blending. And as I say, my gel pen is completely dry because I did it last night, so I'm not too worried about smudging it. But you won't need to leave it that long. Do your gel pen, go away, have a cup of tea, have your dinner, come back and you'll be fine. And I'm just going to, because I'm working in quite a detailed area, I'm just going to sharpen this peacock green pencil. I've just realised the cat is on the chair opposite me. I thought I'd got all of the animals clear of the art room. She says art room, it's the dining room. Clearly we can't have any meals in here at the moment. But if you see a cat, you know, wandering about in shot, she's a silver tabby called Missy. So if you see her wandering about, it's because I haven't managed to get her out of the room. Going back to the grass green, blending that away. Lightly scumbling over this edge of the grass green with the peacock, firmer towards this edge. Back to the grass green. I'm going to need a pencil extender for this one soon. Firmly just blending that away. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly finish off this tree. In exactly the same way. Just going backwards and forwards between the two greens and blending. And what I'll do is I'll probably give you a couple of days to catch up, because it doesn't look like a lot of work, but it is actually quite detailed, especially the castle and getting the windows lit and all of the other colours around it. But the next tutorial that we'll do the moat, because now that we've got the colours of the castle, we can replicate that into the water. So peacock green. Like that. Lightly over this edge of the grass green. This gets a firmer hand. Like that. Back to the grass green, firmly just blending that away. And I'm only using 2 colours here, but you can see how effective it is at just making the tree look, well, the curvature of the tree look like it's conical. There we go. And quickly finish these bits off. Back to grass green. Nope, I've just gone over that edge there, so I've got my Tombow eraser. I'm just got to take that away. It's more difficult, I think. I should have a pencil extender on this grass green. It's more difficult to be as accurate in these small spaces when your pencils get tiny. Gently over this bit and this bit. Pressing a little bit firmly here. And there we have it. I'm going to quickly go back to the grass green. And that's us done for today. And as I say, I'll give you a couple of days to catch up. And then we will have a look at the water. As usual, any questions, drop me a line and I shall speak to you soon. Bye for now.